Party people and the place to be. Live from 58 Dream Street. We're James of the Games. Back after a 1 week hiatus. You might be able to tell. Different wall behind me. Certainly a different shelf. An empty shelf. The move has been successful, but the unpacking is ongoing. But hey, the moving's behind you. You're in a good place if the moving is done. So we're diving back in to Star Control 2, and I am vaguely aware, reasonably confident that I'm vaguely aware of where I left off last time. So let's dive in and see if I'm right. Just opening up the old GOG Galaxy app and firing up Star Control 2. Come down out of full screen. My windows are all messed up. Fix my windows. Put the windows where they need to be. Minimize this. Game is on screen. That's a big part of the battle. Everything's going well. Turn my emulation cycles down to 4,000 cycles per second. And now all we got to do is fiddle with the volume once we get fired up here. So, let's load the save game. Oof. Yes, that's far too loud. Bring that down some. Yes, we have two saves from February 15th to 19th that have almost the same name because I will never ever recover from the trauma of that one corrupted save game that cost me a week's progress. All right. A little more volume tweaking to go here. Okay. Well, no way to find out but to dive in. So let's say, let's try number 1. See where we were. I know I was underway with saving the conch. All right. Need to turn that down a little where I am. I think that's good. Sound off in the chat if the volume balance is not good. If I am wrong. If I was too optimistic. Now, where am I? On the star map. Let's find out. We are down here in Conch space, meaning the last thing that I must have done, I wish to believe, was persuade the Conch not to commit suicide right now. I know that we have Captain, I'm blanking on his name, the Shafixty captain is hard at work repopulating the species. We've got fuel in the tank, not a ton, but we have fuel. Let's find out what we have cargo-wise. We're going back with a decent haul. So that's good. We'll be able to refuel, head back out into the world. Got a kitty behind me. Haven't quite lined up cameras such. The camera angles will be back. We'll be able to see the cats, enjoy their presence, all that good stuff next week. Or maybe even tomorrow for the Ultima 6 stream. But solid evidence, not even of the regular cat who you would see on the stream. They are absolutely loving the move, which is great. They hated the move. They were very stressed out when, as soon as they realized, hey, all the things are going in boxes. That means all our stuff is going to a new place and we have to go on a car ride. They were very stressed out about that. They were very happy, I think, as far as I can tell, when we actually moved. So that's cool. Yeah. I think the biggest challenge at this point is just going to be remembering what on Earth was going on. I think what I need to do right now is return to Earth, both to drop off the resources I've harvested, but also to touch base with the commander and see if we now have Shafixty starfighters, because then we can go back down, tell the Yehat, hey, start a civil war, would you? Once their civil war is going, then we can feel reasonably safe that we've protected the conch. And at that point, I want to go back to the, I'm blanking on the name of the constellation, but back to Umgah space and make another effort to find the home world of the Umgah. Because if there's any part of Umgah society that is going to get on board with the task of teaching me how to use the transmitter to prank the Ilrith, it's going to be the leaders. The outliers are not the the rovers in space, the scouts, are not going to do that for me. I think we've determined conclusively. So here we are. We got a super dense world. Super dense, not just a little dense. It's a very, very dense world. Exceptionally dense. Nothing really worth putting anyone's life at risk. Not that we'd be taking on that much risk. Because here's one thing I do remember. We got all the protection on our planetary landers. Just the way I likes it. I like to know that when I send a crew down to a planet, I've at least made a reasonable effort to protect their lives. It's certainly a mark, I think, of a decent military commander. And if you choose to interpret some commentary on the character of certain world leaders in that remark about caring about the lives and well-being of the people under your command, well, that's your interpretation. I'm not saying nothing. I like my tea just fine the way it is, with no polonium in it. Thank you. Alright, so we're bringing it in here. What's this? What kind of world is this? A chlorine world. Ooh. Young James's eyes just instinctively started, my eyes just burnt in sympathy with my 8-year-old self in the pool with his sensitive eyes. I think that's probably corrosive and not radioactive, but what the heck. Also, we are pretty close to the world. It's a vacuum. There's not going to be anything biological down there. And so, let's just drop down, make some pickups. Yeah. Oh well. Here's what it is. Get out of there. No harm, no foul. No major fuel cost to try it out. And we're gone. Okay. Well, thank you, Deneb system. Let me just... I guess I'll add that to the captain's log after I depart for Sol. During the part of the gameplay that is watching. Yeah, there's the cunt going home. Confirming that I did the thing that I said that I did. And here we go. Heading back to Sol. And I will now add Deneb system to my little chart here. I'll report that. Yeah, there's nothing much going on. Oh hey. Oh my goodness. Plenty going on out here. Probably a fair number of those vessels are our Pekunk friends. Just wanting to say, hey, want to listen to some nonsense? Some new agey babble? And listen, Pekunk, I love you. I've put a ton of work into trying to preserve your lives in the face of your own foolish unwillingness to protect yourselves. But I got my limits. And right now, I don't want to listen to your talk. It's nothing personal. I just think you're annoying. I guess that is personal. And here we are. Back to the Earth. Whoop. Make sure that my key inputs are being read by this instead of by Google Sheets over there. And we bring it in. Da-da-da. Commander Hayes. Yeah, I think it does. I can't quite remember. It's been 2 weeks. Okay, no news for me. The Shafixti aren't back. So this would be a good time, I guess, if I want to make another effort to contact the Umgah and go try to do that. Kill a bit of time. Hopefully harvest some stuff while I'm out there. And then come back to Earth. And a bunch of exotics. I guess not that many exotics, but okay. 8,400. I am to be commended. Thank you, Commander. And I commend you in turn for staying extremely fit in a artificial gravity environment. Let's crew back up. Love coming back and crewing back up for like 30 resource units. Makes me feel good about my stewardship of the lives of my crew. Alright, and now, fuel! Hopefully we're not importing this fuel directly from the Urquan hierarchy. Counterproductive to the war effort. Pain at the pumps. Almost all the money. It's just to fuel this beast back up. But that's okay. So we don't really need to augment the ship anymore right now. We'll worry about guns and stuff when it's time to venture into Urquan space and see if we can play a decisive role in the second doctrinal war. So here we go. We depart. Let's throw in a save. A March 5th save. Just gotta do to the end. Bring back. And let's call it Meet the Umgah, which we hope we're going to do. You know, the Umgah leaders specifically. What did I do to get that little, my second save file? I've got like a period, but it's actually not important. Let's use an underscore. That is the answer. March 5th. And we save. Alright, save has been thrown down. So let's head up there. Okay, I'm gonna need, nice to see the conch heading in the direction I like. Now the Umgah. Gotta get the star map open. So let me just pull the PDF up here. Take a look. The star map, not the game star map, which is obviously open. Okay, so the Umgah are around the Orionis system. So I'm inclined to say they're in that Orionis system. In fact, I've been to some of the planets there and met lots of them, and yet didn't write any of that down in my spreadsheet. Oh well. So Orionis system, which is where? Up here? Norme. Why don't I look at the map once more? Just close the Ultimas and then I can get it up. Single click. There we go. Okay. Just above Spathy space, there's Capricorni. Oh yeah, so it is up there in the... Oh yeah, it's just north, so to speak, of the Norme system. So Orionis, there's Epsilon, Delta. I mean, should we be optimists and say that they live in Alpha? We'll just go alphabetically. We'll start with Alpha, and we'll go from there. 46.6 fuel units just to get there, but hey, we got 310, and we won't be going far once we're there, and hopefully we will hit some pay dirt while we're up there. Time will tell. But here we go, to hyperspace. So during the move last week, I won't tell you the whole story because it's not really like it was moving, right? Not that exciting, and also just who wants to relive it? But get this, I hired movers because I'm tired. I don't want to carry this shit around. And so the movers had estimated, based on what you say you have, probably take us about a couple hours to get it out of your place, a couple hours to get it in, allow another hour, 5-hour job, and they quoted me something. I can't remember exactly what they quoted me, but around like $600, something like that. Okay, great. So on the day of the move, we get an elevator put on service. The building I was living in, I'm on the 9th floor, was on the 9th floor of that building, and the building I had has 2 elevators, no dedicated service elevator. Instead, they have to put one of the passenger elevators on service in order to allow people to move so they can control that elevator and it's not getting called by passengers. So, okay, very good. We got one load down, we got a second load down, the elevator broke. Service elevator just wouldn't move anymore. Alright. they're not going to put the one passenger elevator on service for us, so we're just going to have to compete for possession of the passenger elevator in order to move our stuff. No, because that elevator broke. Okay, at this point, an elevator tech had been called, and he arrived, and he got one elevator working, and then he said, I'll just come back another day, and he left. So what the movers wound up doing, and this was an aggressive act of hostility against everybody else living in that very large building, but what are you going to do? One of the movers just did not participate in moving things. Oh, he helped get it in when we moved. He just stood in the elevator and held the door open on the 9th floor and then on the basement, so we go back and forth and get the stuff out. And this did not replicate the convenience of a service elevator by any means. And so, long and the short of it is that the move actually took many more hours than had been estimated. And at the end of the day, I wound up, I think the actual moving took about exactly what they estimated, about $600. And then I paid that again for the time that the movers spent just heavy, they weren't being lazy. There's not a criticism of them, but the time that they spent standing around, just waiting. Brutal. Not a super satisfying use of money. All right, Alpha Orionis actually sucks. Let's try Beta Orionis. See what we find there. Alpha Orionis, only planet, nothing much. Pretty straightforward stuff. Perhaps Beta Orionis will be more rewarding. Okay, well, we have Umgah presence, that's for sure. I'm thinking if a planet is habited here, it's the one with the green orbit, the innermost planet to the sun. So let's see if we can get there without being set upon by our Umgah pals, who are not our pals, who are in fact our enemies. Excuse me, folks. Fortunately, their ships, when they're not actively doing their thing, are very slow. Holy moly. Pay dirt. Let's see how this goes. Hello! Yes, it is funny that you said hello. Well, hold on. You haven't heard what I have to discuss. And yet, it's the unexpected thing that gives the punchline its mwah. Okay. Well, not off to a great start in light of the fact that we have no dialogue options, I don't think, that are any different than what we have when we run into a random Umgah. But let's try. Let's find out if there's any... Yeah, this is not working. I have this gimmick thing. Alright. Nope. Did not work. And now we're in a hopeless battle. Okay, well instantly that was a failure. I should have saved before I approached the planet. I don't think this is going to work. It's frustrating, but fine. It is what it is. Well, nothing to do but escape. So let's get some distance from this stupid ship. And... oh yeah. No. 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 I'm not comfortable letting that many people die. Let's try this again. I'm going to go up there one more time. We'll form an additional save. We'll test the other dialogue options. Not optimistic. I guess, I don't know. But okay. Directly to Beta Orionis. Charting course. Ensign. Make it so. And away we go. On the way. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, not optimistic, just in light of the fact that the dialogue options are not. There's no unique dialogue option, but I'll test all the dialogue options once I've got a save game up there that we can deal with, and I will likewise test whether using the Umgah device near the Umgah planet might make them go, oh wait, you've got that gimmick. If none of that works, nah, so it goes. There's always the chance that you don't actually need to be trained by the Umgah to use the thing, and that just the clue that they use something similar to play pranks on the Earth is by itself enough. I don't know. Like, I could try flying around Ilrith space, just firing off funny sounds from hyperspace and see if anything happens there. Not super optimistic though. But time will tell. Time will tell. Try to remain, I was going to say remain optimistic, but I just said that I'm not optimistic. I will cling to a shred of hope. Take my sweater off. It's a little, I'm like right on a cusp. I think I'm very quickly going to be too cool in a t-shirt. But such is life. Bringing it in. I said a whole thing about doing a save game. Maybe I should follow through on that. Umgah Diplomacy. March 5th. Not at all confident, but let's see what we can do. We'll try, step one, let's show off our little toy and see if they like it. Juffo-Wup! Hey buddy, how are you doing? Well, even the marauder there didn't react at all. Glad to hear that. This is an encounter with the dude outside. Bloat your belly, pal. It's been a while. Never once, eh? Well, I hope I'm a happy sample for you. What have you been playing lately? I have been just utterly out of the loop. Like, not even looking at people's recordings because I moved like a fool in the middle of the winter semester. So the last couple of weeks have just been... I'm doing surgery on one of the talking pets. Will they let us go? Oh, cool. What have you been watching? Ah, nice. I hardly a horror movie expert, but do like a good horror movie. Whoa, almost got pulled into the Alpha Orionis gravitational pull there. Oh, sweet. So like not horror movies, but just like classic horror, science, sci-fi, anthology television. That is good stuff. Are you doing a classic era Twilight Zone? Like Rod Serling, black and white, William Shatner on the airplane, seeing the gremlin on the wing? Oh, absolutely. Alright. I don't think this is going to work, but we're going to try. We're going to see what we can do. Yeah, well, it's surprising, right? And yet. Okay, do you have any cool secrets you want to reveal? No. The leaders don't... The home planet has no unique dialogue options. It doesn't seem to have any unique responses. Kind of frustrating. We've had our differences in the past. Can we be friends? Alright, this is the one that I tried. Okay. Let's get out of here. Hopefully we don't lose too many people in the escaping process. Whew. Not that it matters. We're about to load. Load the save game. Try once more to see what we can get out of here. How of the ones you've watched so far? Tales from the Crypt. Yeah, Tales from the Crypt. I haven't seen as much of the Tales from the Crypt series as I wished I had when I was a kid. I really wanted to watch that show and could never find access to it because it was on HBO. But when I was a kid, they had Holmes. We're seeing what we can do with these belligerent blobbies, but they're just they're not cooperating yet. And so the library at my elementary school had some of these little anthologies of Tales from the Crypt comics, but they weren't the comics purely. Rather, they were sort of like short storyizations of the comics with just like a few panels as illustrations. And, oh man, I had the twin gifts as a child, or twin curses, I guess, of really wanting to read macabre stuff. And so really wanted to get my hands on things like the Tales from the Crypt, which were hard to get because there were like 4 of them in the library, and every kid, they were always taking it. But when I did get my hands on one, I would inevitably, read them, wanting to see all the lurid, horrifying stuff, and then give myself terrible time sleeping. Oh, I've read, I think I can fairly say I've read literally every Tales from the Crypt comic from the original run, but not every the vault keep there's those 3 characters, and I think they had some different comic lines, and I did not see them all. Okay, I don't think the credo is gonna work with them, but let's try it. Freedom is good. Freedom to make jokes. Yeah. Maybe we could talk about jokes with this device I have. Yeah, I think technically that's the Silver Age, but certainly excellent artwork in those times. I think some of my favorite in the 80s, Denny Neal and I can't remember the artist's name. Their run on Batman, where they introduced Ra's al Ghul and stuff. I love the art from that era. Okay, well, hold on. What did he wind up saying here? Oh yeah, haha, a prank well, I mean, I'm out of dialogue except for this belligerent, aggressive one. It is a joke. I'm just trying to... Haha. Okay, well, whatever it's going to take to make friends with these belligerent jerks, we haven't figured it out yet. Flee. Although I'm just going to load the save and use my time doing something different. Oh, nice. I mean, you're a pretty good drawer from what I've seen. So that seems like a good exercise. I've like 100% of my art, as I think I've mentioned, is my little pixel dudes. I'm not great at it. Okay. Not getting anywhere with these lousy jerks. So we'll go to the save called Meet the Umgah, and then we won't go try to meet the Umgah. What are we going to do while we wait for Captain Tanaka to repopulate the Shufixti? Well, we could try to make... You know what? We haven't met in this timeline the Syreen. Perhaps we can do that, and then just see if there are things around that we can harvest. The ores, of course, occupy this area, but it's very difficult to communicate with them, and I don't want to accidentally start a war. Do something I'll regret. At the very least, yeah, we can go meet the Syreen. I never did figure out how to convince the Syreen to join the alliance and stand up and rebel. In my first attempt. So when you're doing comic art, Juffo-Wup, what kind of doing like superhero? I mean, I know I've actually seen you. I've watched you on stream doing, drawing Spider-Man and stuff. When you're drawing your own art, is that kind of the genre you gravitate towards? So there's this one Tales from the Crypt comic that I remember. I mean, I remember many of them, but the one that I remember, the first one that like reading the short story version of it, but with the few panels from the comic, really, really got under my skin in a way that I later regretted. But then eventually wasn't scared anymore. I was just glad that I read this cool horror story. I can't remember exactly what it's called. I think it has Midnight in the title. But the idea is this dude, he goes to visit his sister in this small town that she's moved to. And he arrives and she's like, hey, and she gives him all these warnings about, like, don't stay out too late and all this stuff. And he ignores her like a fool. Like, he doesn't know he's in a Tales from the Crypt comic. So he goes out and he's wandering around the town and he winds up in this restaurant. And he sits down at the restaurant and he's like, the people here are like, they're all so pale, all this kind of stuff. And he orders food and the food comes and he like goes to eat it and it's like, he's like, oh, it's disgusting. And he, like, it's so gross that he like grabs his red wine to drink it. And he's like, oh, what is this? He's spitting it out. And the people at the table are like, what's the matter, man? This is fried blood clots. And a lot of great female superheroes. Yeah, and so this is a town of vampires. And so then they sound an alarm. They're like, there's an outsider in our midst. And there's like one of the walls is fully curtained. And they pull the curtains aside and it's a full-length wall mirror. And he looks up at the mirror and he's the only person. And I remember freaky stories from when I was a child. Like, it's like an anthology presented by these bug characters. Is that the one? Am I thinking of the right one? They're like bugs in a western town. I might be combining elements of different... Yeah, I remember those. I remember one about just the your standard urban legend about someone getting like spider eggs laid in their face or something like that. Yeah, so then they see him because he's the only reflection. And he gets up and tries to run, but they catch him. They're too strong. They hang him upside down from a big hook. And his sister turns out to be there. And she's like, oh, why didn't you listen to me? Like, this is so sad. I'm disappointed that this is happening. Okay, good. We found a radioactive world. Feel good about that. Let's scan it. Radioactive world, rich in deposits. Anything fancy down here? No, there's not. So let's just go down. Let's harvest. Some francium, actinium, radium, thorium, some diversified astatine. We're all over the place with our radioactive elements here. Put them all in a blender and turn them into resource units. Just a big slurry from which we can make all the stuff we need. Yeah, and then so they've got him hanging upside down, and then they bring out a big like keg tap and they jam it in his neck so they can fill their wine glasses with the fresh stuff right from the jugular. And then like the short story text ends by describing like that eventually his struggles like, you know, get weaker and slower, and the only sound that he could make was the gurgling of his and just, like he's not even dead when the story ends. He's just being slowly killed while his sister's there like toasting him. Ugh. Real upsetting stuff. Don't read that when you're 8. Don't put that. Sensore! Oh yes, I'm describing a Tales from the Crypt comic that traumatized me as a child. Don't put that stuff in an elementary school library. My goodness. I mean, you know, I'm not literally traumatized by it. I was just a lot of sleepless nights as a kid because of some of those anthologies in the elementary school library. Then you get older and you're like, there. Even at a young age, I was learning all this comic history stuff. But yeah, don't worry. No more Tales from the Crypt recaps today, so hopefully I don't have anything else completely disgusting to describe here. How are you, Sensore? We'll make 2 trips here for this treasure world, even though the second one's going to be kind of light, but well. We'll earn back enough to buy 1. I'm sorry to hear that. 1.3 fuel units for sure. Yeah, now as an adult, I can just appreciate the gore for its own sake. But like as a kid, it wasn't even the gore. When I was a kid, it was purely the suffering. Okay, that's good. So could be better, but just could be better. Not it's as bad as it could get. Could be better. Just you can imagine ways in which it could be better. And there are worse places to be. Probably. Well, definitely. Than that. So good. All right. We're already making it pretty well. We got over not quite 1,000 RUs. Mammoth, my cousin, welcome. Almost 1,000 RUs worth of radioactives and decent number of precious. Above 500, below 1,000, and that's just hitting the first 2 moons here in the Syra system. When we didn't, the Betelgeuse system. Well, that's not even the reason we came here. Oh, the move. I won't repeat the whole saga. I'll give you the capsule version right now, which is that the elevators in my building all broke during the day of the move. So I had hired movers, and I paid them more money. Oh, Sensore. Yeah. Private healthcare is a whole thing. Yeah, both elevators broke, so I wound up paying the movers, I think, more to stand by the elevator and wait than I paid them to actually move my stuff. It was a lot of money. I had not budgeted for it, and also just the day went on forever. So it was a drag of a moving day. Really glad to be in the place though, and hopefully not too long from now you can see the place. Mammoth. Hello, Commander Jelana. Nope, I'm not into those. Your monitor display is correct. Not just a human. Particularly handsome one. Yeah? I'm sorry, Chumbawamba. solidarity in that I'm still waiting for any news about my own job future. Less than 2 months now to the end of my contract. Bargaining agreement says they must give me 4 months notice about what's going to happen. But I guess we're past that now. I got to assume it's going to work out. But all right. At one point, we got to use the... Censure. I also likewise live in a country with most of the public health care is paid, but I can certainly relate to that because two things that are not going to be paid for by the Canadian government if the worst comes to worst and I lose my job are the psychological treatments for my ADHD that I was only diagnosed with at the age of 35. So, like, yeah, I've seen the pre-insurance price of my 1 month's worth of, man, just trying to stay away from saying gross things to the Syreen here. Just trying to be a gentleman. Yeah, like, whew, those pills are awful expensive before Blue Cross steps in and just pays for them for me. She probably wouldn't, but I just and at one point I know I gotta say one of them to get important dialogue, which I find frustrating. But I really don't want to say the thing like we're the ethics police, justify that costume. She can wear whatever costume she wants, pal. I don't know what ethical code exists. Yeah, I don't know what John Stuart Mill, what his act utilitarianism approach to morality has to say about Commander Talana wearing whatever the hell she wants. Yeah, I think... Okay, so, yeah, what are you doing here? What happened? Because your own planet is Syra, right? Right? Boom, 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 boom. Haven't heard nearly as much. Oh, it looks warm. You know, just the background lighting alone makes it look like a nice, warm place to hang out. Yeah, it's a logical outfit when you look at it that way. Oh, we've heard about this choice, Talana. The Xerza are terrible, but once you've learned about the core everything that the Xerza does, you're like, yeah, that's okay. Like they actually found them a planet. That's yeah, like not super benevolent, but like once we get to hold the two things next to each other, you know, like a 40-watt light bulb may not be that bright of a bulb, but if you hold it up just next to a match or something, like okay, yeah, this is a better way to light the room. That's wild, Talana. Unsurprisingly, and I know I've heard it before because I met the Syreen last time, but the Syreen song, friggin' great, just like every song in this game. Yeah, so, yeah, what happened at the end of the war? Oh, yes, Censure. Too low, too high? It's probably echoing. I gotta consider, doing the obvious thing and using my headphones. Hold on now. If I turn my own sound down a bit. I'll correct that in the future. It's not like I don't have headphones. Although I don't know exactly where they are yet. With the moving. Hello, Cadence225. Welcome to the stream. Okay, better now. Great. And welcome, Happy Camper. Yeah, that's a shame though. The music is too good for me to be distorting the experience. No, I think I still have pretty good sound myself. Hello, Odd Blue Turnip. Boom, 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 boom. All right, Talata. I absolutely... Cadence, me too. This is my first time. I mean, it's my second playthrough because around episode 10, I got the bad ending and I had to start over in a new timeline, so to speak. But this is my first time playing the game after having heard of it in the late 90s while reading when I first got the internet. And just reading about it, but never having had access to it. It's kind of stuck in the back of my mind as a thing that I thought sounded really cool. Never even occurred to me to, like, when, digital stores and stuff became a thing until now. And I'm finally checking it out. And despite having, had over 20 years to build it up in my head, it is everything that I hoped it would be. It's an incredible game. Just incredible. And I will certainly play it a bunch of times in my life. Especially because everyone keeps telling me to do the Urquan Masters version. So I'll have to try that. There's another one. Yeah. System Shock 2. Just items for the long list of the classic PC games that I've often wanted to play. And I'm just now going to be making my way through. I think what right now I'm leaning towards when I finish either Ultima 6 or Star Control 2. Swapping in for the next one, Sid Meier's Pirates, which I have played as a child, but only as a kid and was not in that state to be any good at it, but really great game. Yes, I've heard good things about the Cadence, the different remixes, and I've listened to a few of them, and they're great. So I definitely got to check out the Urquan Masters version at some point. And the voice acting, like from what I understand, not as remarkable, but okay. Here we go. Fought for survival on Mars. Just reminding myself of this dialogue. Perfect. Okay. So you want to, no, tell me more about your people first. Cadence, I've heard, I've been told by viewers that once you, what am I trying to say here? Once you know what you got to do, like a speed run in this game, not even a speed run, but just like playing it with full knowledge of what steps are necessary and just not messing around. Like you can do this in an hour. I'm many more than 1 hour in, but I'm doing everything I can to stay blind, kind of figure it out for myself as I go. Whew, yeah, like 41:36. Like that's how long it takes me to do a basic resource run while quipping the entire time. Oh, I know all about sexual dominance structures, baby. Oh wait, what did I say? I'm not going to be gross to the Syreen. On Syra, only primitive migratory tribes were confined to our mountainous regions. What's Syra like? Tell me about it. I don't do a lot of speed running. I really like when games have a time trial aspect built into them, like something like Celeste, you know, like, or not Super Meat Boy being a better example. Like when platformers also just say like, but if you beat the level this fast, you get the thing that says you're extra good. Or doing time trials in Mario Kart. I don't do a ton of speed running because, as you probably pretty quickly pick up watching me on this stream, I really like dicking around when I'm playing a game. So I'm not always don't have the instincts to be super time efficient. Oh, I bet. Like, I don't know how, like, I can't see anybody ever, even the most dedicated speedrunner could not possibly get themselves to start optimizing at the start of this, just because it's such a rich text. Yep, that's a really good one. Happy Camper, a great example of a game that builds time. I mean, this is a good example of a game that builds time in. Not necessarily you got to beat this at close to a world record pace, but you gotta beat the clock. What happened to Syra, by the way? Was there some weird thing there that I could go find, but that finding it isn't alone enough to convince you? That is a funny speedrun category. I guess the trick is just because time goes faster when you're in hyperspace, the aspect of the speedrun is finding the resources fast enough to keep your fuel going in hyperspace so the time goes by. I am still dealing with the cilantro. I finally figured out the kind of, you know, the rock, paper, scissors-esque, where's the weaknesses of the ships. I finally figured out which ship I can actually consistently fight well against them with. Against all odds, it's the Pekunk. I never would I have ever guessed. Because every time I'd ever tried a Pekunk ship, I was just like, I like these because of the reincarnation gimmick they have. But I could never hit anything with that tiny little range gun. And then when you finally though, I don't know when it hit me, but I was like, wait a minute. The cilantro, if you're not moving, they're just going to shoot right up to you and attack. So what if there's always that too, the Death Blossom. But if they're just going to run right up to me and I have this short range, fast paced cannon, do I even have to move? Just rotate so I'm pointing at them and just hit the fire button at the right time. Zap! Super satisfying. When I finally started doing it and pretty consistently taking them out without sustaining much crew damage. Alright, now, you love your freedom, right? So don't you want to help? Oh, that's fair. I mean, this is one of those frustrating things where I'm like, man, I wish we had a keyword system like in Ultima, where instead of picking a dialogue option, I could type something in. Because I have a compelling reason for you, my dear. And it's that the Core are back, and if they win the Doctrinal War, which also they will, it's hard to explain, but I'm from a different timeline. When they win, they're going to exterminate everything, and that includes you. In fact, you're pretty close to them, so you're going early. That's a very compelling reason to get involved. It's not even about fighting back against the Urquan. Step 1 will actually be helping what you call the Urquan. Now, what about your mates? The males? You got any left? Well, this is why we should strive for, you know, inclusivity and diversity in our workforce. Get closer to gender parity on that space patrol. Even if you had to let a few incompetent men in with a quota. You know, no one's ever planning ahead for catastrophic destruction of their home planet, I guess. In fact, as human earthlings in the 21st century, we should be very familiar with the fact that many species do not plan in advance for the potential inhabitability of their own home. So we're burning through 2157. I got a feeling I'm gonna fail again, and part of the reason for that will be that my notes the first time I took good notes about where resource supplies were, and terrible notes until very late in my first run about where biosamples were. This is gross, but I'm out of dialogue, so ever get lonely? Yeah, I bet you females do plenty of making out here on Betelgeuse. Oh, jeez, I'm gross again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ma'am. Yeah, unless there's also, I don't know, have to be some other weird, what affected the gender balance of your birth rates? If there was something that did that too, then okay, we got a deal. But otherwise, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, so I know that in her dialogue just now, noted. Thank you, Cadence. I had never even noticed that. Okay, now. I know in the dialogue that we just had, she mentioned to me, yeah, it might tick by very slowly in system. And even while staying still. But it definitely, the bulk of time, fascinating. Okay. Looking at the star map. Yeah, you would think that conversations themselves should not really be taking up enough time for those sorts of things. Okay. If I look at the star map, I should have been paying more attention to her dialogue just there. Something around the Copernicus, was it? System? Okay. That makes perfect sense. Because you stopped and you phoned and then you had supper afterwards. You went to sleep. If it was just continually going, like the dialogue goes too long and like, oops, I'm talking for a month, that would be a bit unreasonable. Okay. But like one day per interaction makes a ton of sense. Really. Okay. Brutal. Okay. I gotta open up the manual here. Wait, have I paused? Yes, I've paused. Okay. Can I get the manual open? I can't remember where Syra is. But if it's in here, that would be helpful. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Syreen. And the Ariane constellation. Great. And the Ariane constellation is... Wait. Yeah, the lander screen is comically small on this. Where is Syreen? Or Syra? 30 seconds is 1 day in star systems. Great. Thank you, Happy Camper. That's useful information. Be especially useful if I'm forced to make a third run. Where, though? It's killing me. That I did not write down where Syra was, and I also didn't pay attention just now when I was talking to If anyone wants to shout out where Syra is, I won't consider that a spoiler because I found it before. I just haven't written it down. Scroll a little more. Scroll a little more. Yeah, that was dumb of me. You know what? Huh. Really? How did I do it? Okay. Must have not been Syra that I found. I thought that I did. I found something. I found something in Mycon space that was interesting. So where's Mycon space? Brahe, Copernicus, Kepler. What of those did I do previously? Okay. Well, it is what it is. I might as well do these Copernicus systems. Just to see something. Do something. Just mess around a little. Do I want to go that far? Sure. I'm going to pop out here. For no reason. Moving has thrown me off my game. What about the Lalande constellations? I know I'm running the risk of bad interactions with the ores. But let's try it. Let's go to Delta Lalande. See what's there. Oh, here it is. I wrote them all down. Oh, I've been back to Delta Lalande in this playthrough. Change course. No, you know what? Forget it. Let's check out the Copernicus systems, constellation. Maybe it was the Melnorme that told me. Anyway, we'll find out. Let's go. The thing that I think I found in the past, I think I found in this vicinity of Mycon space. So let's start with Alpha Copernicus, and we'll go alphabetically. And we'll see what happens. Here we go. Boom. I didn't see it in the manual when I was looking just now. And I know I didn't find it by chance the first time. And I can't remember if, because I wasn't paying enough attention, which was rude of me, to Captain Talana, or Commander Talana or whatever, to see what she was saying. So, it might have been the Melnorme. Well, hopefully, maybe we're just gonna find it in the Mycon region, and maybe we won't. But maybe if we don't, we'll find something here. Another alpha system that only has one planet going on. Not too exciting. Here we go. Scanning it. Azure World. It's very pretty. Well, that's reassuring. Thank you, Happy Camper. Okay, here we go. Thanks for very, very little, Alpha Copernicus. What about Beta? Chart course. And make it so. Do I already have an entry for the Copernicus systems? Here it is in my notes. Syra is in Beta Copernicus. I should have done a search for that before. All right. Problem solved. Just going to quickly record Alpha Copernicus. to note that nothing really going on. And when I'm done here, I'll be able to say, found Syra, in addition to whatever else we happen to find. Odor, Rim, Gas Giant. Probably one of the closer ones. But we also, you know, every time we travel, especially with this big giant gas guzzler fuel tank we got now. Yeah, it doesn't sound to me like speedrunning would involve that much in terms of just exploring and resource gathering. Pellucid World, you always hope, come on, just one exotic. But no luck here. Alright, Ultramarine. Doesn't get any more marine than this. It's looking reasonably safe down there. There is an atmosphere. Nothing's alive, probably because it's awfully cold down there. Everybody, don't forget your mittens, landing team. I'm not trying to sound like your mother, but your mother would kill me if she found out I was sending you down there without mittens. That's the level of expectations we're now trying to instill. Now that we have good, solid planetary landers. Before, it was like, Madam, you will never see your child again, but trust that they will die for a good reason. It's awfully fun. Like, I'd have a hard time explaining what... No, I wouldn't. I'm sure if I sat down and thought about it, I could put it into words why it's so fun to just go from planet to planet, executing like a very similar series of button presses every time to find out what's there and go down and get it. It's good. But it is good. It's a lot of fun. I am another on my very long, growing in my mind list of games I want to do as part of my exploration of classic PC games. A game that I only heard about recently, but that apparently is kind of actually like a forerunner of Star Control, which is, it's called Starflight, and it does share, yeah, I'm not even wasting time landing on this crummy chlorine world. It shares a very similar landing on the planets system. I think we skipped one, but I'm not positive that we did. And it doesn't matter. There's no obligation to do things in order. Looks like a bunch of corrosives, some base metals. Meh. Okay, there's planet 6. So let's head to planet 5, I guess. If there's one I missed in the outer rings, I'll get it on the way out. And we want to fetch this weird sample, even though I never did find out what the weird sample does. A copper world, loads of base metals. I don't know. Is there anything living down there? No. I don't think it's... Yeah. It's not exciting enough for me. I need a constant rush of major discoveries to motivate me to send my planetary landers down. Come on, come on. Treasure or auric. I don't want urea or lanthanide. Hey-ho. Not bad at all. Man. If we discovered... If as space travel advanced, human beings discovered that there were treasure worlds out there, I gotta feel like that would be terrible news for human civilization. Like that would be the cause of the first human space wars, trying to just compete over who gets to exploit the resources of the treasure world system. It's worth going down. 1.4. We can probably buy back that fuel. Maybe I'm about to make a fool of myself. Let's find out. Multiplying by 6. Boom. Paid for itself. Worth the trip. Very nice. Thank you very much, Beta Copernicus Planet 3. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'll tell all my friends. Because once you've actually taken all the gold in the gold-rich area, the next step is tricking suckers to pay you for the rights to look for their own gold there, right? We gotta get a treasure rush going. and exploit the greed of other people to benefit our own greed. Look at this, a treasure moon. It's beautiful. I love it. Thank you, Beta Copernicus, for all your riches and the one thing you're going to have. I remember thinking when I found the thing that somehow it was going to be the motivation the Syreen needed, and it was not. Maybe I need to go and try to actually interact with the Mycon after I've got the thing, or before. Who knows? I know that there's some Syreen Mycon connection of some sort. Leave a little for the next guy. Oh, pardon me. I will have energy again. I choose to believe that a day will come when I have some energy again. I'm very, very sleepy this week. Okay, it's cool enough in here now. I'm gonna put my sweater back on. Be a constant struggle to balance these competing demands. It's past cat lunchtime, but I live with Danielle now, and hopefully she's fed the cats. Yeah, I ought to be energy scanning more often. Although the day will come, because I will do an energy scan on Syra in just a moment. I tend to deprecate the energy scan because it's so often unrewarding. Is it worth going down for these? Probably not, and yet, here we go. I just want to show off how little I'm intimidated by this weather. No, actually, I am intimidated. Get out of there. I'm sorry, one person whose life was just completely wasted on this terrible moon. Nothing much mineral-wise, no energy, no signs of life. The weather is better than the other crummy moon, but still not great. So let's take it in to the ruins of Syra, a shattered world. Tectonic's not great, but we do have the tectonic shields. Minerals, some of those are radioactives. There's treasure down there too. And there's the energy we need, and obviously nothing's alive down there. So let's go resources, and then the energy thing. Technetium, iridium. We've withstood the first and the second and the third tectonics hits, but not the fourth. We've lost a person. Okay. No playing around. Not taking any risks to get, non-precious or radioactives. We're not going for the base metals. We're not going for the corrosives. We got the polonium. We're full up, and we found the thing. Now, what is it? It's some kind of fungus or something, right? Heat-resistant mat of fungal fibers. No sign of any life form which may have hatched from this egg. Well, that's nice. But we will bring back a sample of the material to the flagship for further study. End of report. Thank you for that detailed report. Landing crew. And now, how are we doing for money? Here, what are we coming back with? Well, we got $3,000 worth of the precious. And almost 1,000. I need a little more. But hey, let me pick a place on the way home, because not only do we want to deliver this system, but I'm optimistic enough time has passed. Might as well hit Gamma Copernicus on the way. I'm hopeful enough time has passed that when we get back, we will learn that the Shafixti are on board now. We'll get down there, we'll start the Yehat Civil War, and oh please, I just want to save the Pekunk. Even if this run is a failure, I just want it to be more successful than last time, and saving the Pekunk is a big part of that. So here we go. Chart a course. Make it so. There. Found riches and we found Syra. We're on the way. Back to hyperspace. Back to the grill again. The grill again. We got some. We got tails from all sides. Some of these might be the Mycon actually coming to meet us for the first time. Well, we have a rich star system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 planets, looks like. No need to count. 9. A proper 9. Just like we sometimes have in our own solar system. Depending on the classification debates of the day. It's a water world. It's an ice world, specifically. Nah. Thanks for giving us a place to orbit for a short period of time there. If this is treasure, it's big. I think it's probably a gas. Yeah, it's a gas giant, but it's got a moon with potential. Come on. Nope. Urea world. Nothing of note down there. Alright, screw you, you terrible moon. It's the worst moon I've ever seen. That's not fair. Alright, here we go. A noble moon. A dignified moon. An honorable moon. Let's get some of those noble elements. Probably not in gaseous form, in light of the fact that it's extremely cold down here. Noble solids. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, it's not bad. Nothing incredibly exciting, but it's not nothing. Nobles exchange at 5, I think. 4. Okay, well, whatever. It's also just good for the crew to get out and, you know, can't spend all your time on this ship. Get down there, see the sights. Something to write home about. Okay. Get some nobles and some rare earths down here. And I might as well grab the base metals while I'm here. Wild how trivial these cobalt deposits are to the people of 2157. You consider all the depredations human beings visit upon each other. You get cobalt, you know, the constituent parts of coltan in our world. Yeah, it would be more efficient, even just from an in-game like spacecraft design perspective. Like, why does the captain have to tell? Can't we just, in our ship protocols, have an understanding that when the captain says scan the planet, he would like you to scan all 3 types. But no, tis not to be. Hang around. Very soon I'm going to have to take a super brief intermission just to run to the washroom. I'll probably get through this Gamma Copernicus system first. I actually did know that, kids. I hadn't thought of it, but I mean, I knew this was a 1992 game. It's wild. I hope... I wouldn't be surprised if when... What is the literal anniversary? Looking it up. Looking it up on Wikipedia. Star Control 2, November. Alright. Well, I'm a little disappointed by that because I was going to say, I won't be surprised if the literal anniversary is when we finally get some more news about the legends of the precursors or whatever they're calling it. Because they've taken it as part of their amicable agreement over the division of the intellectual property and rights to do things with elements of the Star Control mythos. I know that they agreed to just kind of take a break and let Star Control Origins have its day in the sun before they come back and show how the pros do it. Yeah, I don't know a lot about the update history of Recon Masters. I know that some developers are working on, like a, I think, I don't, I don't know nearly enough to be spouting off about it, but I get the impression that like an Urcon Masters 2, an entirely new version, another water world. Anything down here? Just a bunch of base metals, and high gravity. Costs a lot of fuel. Meh. Alright, maybe planet 3 or 2 or 1. Be a little more exciting here in the Gamma Copernicus system. Ah. So sort of a sequel that, like a sequel in the sense that Recon Masters 2 is sort of ignoring, pretending that Star Control 3 was never released by EA. That kind of deal. Going down a different timeline. Yeah, yeah. I know about that. And I'm going to check out Star Control 3 at some point because I've heard, I've been told. Ah, okay. Cool. Yeah, so I've been told that both I know the critical reputation of Star Control 3 is not as good, and there's strong reasons for me to believe that, to see how that could be the case, since obviously you took the geniuses that made this game and you took their ball away from them and said, yeah, we can just hire some people and play with this ball just as well as you can. At the same time, some viewers, one viewer has told me that they think that Star Control 3 is underrated, and I'm also always open to finding out that, you know, the consensus on something being bad that's largely affected by some contingent factors, like things like the original developers being kicked out. Maybe some emotions got into that judgment. Maybe if you can look at the, like, I don't know. I'm interested to see what Star Control 3 is like, even though I have no expectation that it will be anywhere close to how I feel about this game. Yeah, for me, there's no nostalgia. It's a weird kind of nostalgia because I'm playing the game for the first time here in 2022, but have been invested in it for much longer than that. Whereas, yeah, I never read an article about Star Control 3 being one of the great PC classics. Okay, all right, Gamma Copernicus. Thanks for very little. I'm going to take an extremely brief intermission, folks. Hang tight. I'll be right back. Alright. Back in the zone. That's a fortuitously timed intermission. Hold on, let me read this chat before it disappears. Okay. Well, that's good. There. I apologize to Accolade for implying that this was a corporate malfeasance thing. Certainly, there's been plenty of corporate malfeasance in the video game industry or in the history of Earth, but this was not one of those cases, and I shouldn't have implied that it was without popping off the mouth without knowing what I was talking about. Yeah, fortuitously timed intermission. I was able to help the turning of a mattress in the ongoing unpacking process. Well, let's see what's happened in Gamma Mira on our way back to the Solar system. Yes, it is. I did know that. So yeah, I mean, speaking of, shouldn't slander the dead either. So, okay. Gamma Copernicus, thank you for nothing. Not nothing. For some, but not many resources. Thank you. All the best. Take care. And here we go. Yeah. If and likely when a third attempt is necessary, knowing where the near-Earth bio samples. Yeah, I find that like watching a stream, I do a very small amount of pixel art. For example, the picture above me of my own face, and I'm not very good at it, but I'm getting a little bit better, and I really enjoy doing it. And I find that that's a great time for me to put a stream on. You know, you got something going on. Hey, these are the Jeruge, aren't they? We're going to meet the Jeruge for the first time, or am I misremembering what their ships look like? At any rate, let's just... Yeah, I mean, Vux would make more sense. This is Vux space. So... Well, either way, we've thrown down a save. With every moment that passes, Captain Tanaka is out there getting busy. Hideous is what he is thinking right now. Alright. 1, 2, 3. You haven't even done anything yet. I want to learn more about you. Yeah. Well, let me tell you a thing or two about Admiral Zex. He's dead now, and we're not sad about it. I don't feel any worse about it than you do. Alright, this has been useless. Goodbye. You gotta kill us, right? Yeah. Alright, well, I'm 2 weeks. I got some rust on me in addition to not remembering what the Vux ships are even like. So let's see what we can do. We have a save for just this reason. Captain Thwill, you're in the hot seat. Whoops. Alright. Quickly remember the difference between... Okay. There's got to be something to this. Is this your battlefield strategy, sir? Okay. Yeah, I am absolutely... we're learning a lot about the awe-inspiring Vux war machine and their tactics right now today. They have no ability to cope with... Oh, no. There. We lost several crew members because of a really ill-timed zoom shift and asteroid hit. But other than that, yeah, they have no counter for the wimpiest... oh! Hit the planet again. It's okay. Yeah, if the Spathy... Well, like... Okay, so... Oh, oof. Yeah, crashing into planets is just a general weakness. I'm glad to hear that Urquan Masters is a little bit smoother. It's funny the... Yeah, this is a butt source strategy for sure. The manual literally is like, while you're in a fight, the zoom level will constantly change, and at first you'll find it very difficult to understand, but in time it will seem easier and more natural. Not true. There's no point where that becomes true. No. Do not want to talk to you as well. Excuse me, folks. Just gonna zoom around you and strip mine this planet you were guarding. Oops. Not even gonna do that because it doesn't look promising and I don't care and I hate you. Goodbye. Here we go. A nice unprotected planet. Here in Gamma Mira, but I've already been to Gamma Mira on this run. No, I haven't, although I did write down nothing much in my notes from the last run. And indeed, there's nothing much here. Anything living down there? Nothing. Okay, that's fine. Let's keep making our way home. Heading to the Earth. Here's good old Zeman, but I don't think I've got any biosamples. British! Hail! I've got plenty of biosamples. Let's stop by Zeman. Say hi to our good buddy. Oh, and we're fully protected. We can probably do some harvesting. I am alright. I was not here last weekend because I moved on Monday. Terrible time to move. The plan had been to move on Saturday, but a whole bunch of the stuff with the landlady and having to find a new place. So I got stuck moving on Monday. And then the move itself was horrible. But now it's over. We're in the new place. Background's a little different. Also explains why the background is a bookshelf that does not have any books on it. You know what? I've got a good gimmick. Hold on. Hang tight 1 second, folks. Okay. There's now a single book on my bookshelf, and it is Marie Kondo's The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. So you can tell that I took her lessons to heart. Yeah, so place is still coming together, and eventually I will get a background that's a little lot. No, leave me alone, please. Okay, great. I don't want to talk to you, lousy books. Yeah, so it's been a hectic week. I'm very tired. Very happy to be back, hanging out and having fun. Stone Shard. Tell me more. Okay, so I want to check out if any of these planets are... that I have yet to ever experience, like, an early access kind of pre-release game. Let's throw down a save, because maybe the heat shields I have... Yeah, the system next to Zeman, can't see it on the star map, and it, even though it's of extreme personal significance to the main character. You'd think that he would even just, like, pencil it in. Ooh, light. Rich in resources, extraordinarily hot. I don't know if the heat shields are going to deal with... yeah. I bet. Where are the developers? located. I mean, really, lots of places you could be located in the world where the war, the invasion of Ukraine. Okay, the heat shields are holding. The weather shields are holding. We gotta get rid of some stuff. And we have stuff that's worth getting rid of. We don't need these base metals, or really even most of these noble elements. Oh, it does say noble gas here. But these definitely weren't gases when I got them. Well, I sure do hope that they are not in any grave danger. My goodness. I got no wise. I have no insights into foreign policy that are worth sharing here, but I will say, just a horrifying scenario. I will definitely play it casually. Probably won't wind up speedrunning, but you never know. Okay, there's no actual need for me right now to mine in the Zeman system because I'm going back with pretty good resources. But it's worth noting to myself in my mind that the Zeman system, once you've got the heat shields, seems to be rich in resources. What? Well, what do you mean? What? I've got things I would like to sell, sir. Very nice. I think I maxed out their tech tree, but let's check. Because otherwise... Oh! Hotter start. You know what? Yes, I was told that at the start of the game. That is really useful to make a note of. Because at this point, like, if I'm looking for resources, why wouldn't I go directly to the hot stars? If there are any new technologies you have, I would like them. Okay, plans for building. Better guns. Yeah. Oh. That is interesting. I wonder how they wind up making little choices like that. Oh yeah, I would like to buy this. Sell it to me, my friend. Yes? Ah, yes, yep. Need those dynamos or whatever. Shiva furnaces, eh? Do you know where I could acquire some That's a good sales tactic. I mean, of course these folks have good sales tactics. It's their whole thing. No, that would be a pain. To try to record. Well, I love destroying and devastating, my young friends. So great. All right, boom. Technology tree maxed. Feeling good about that. Every time I have, you've been an excellent merchant. And I enjoy our relationship, and I love the music you play in your store. I might as well buy some fuel, huh? I didn't know that. 1 credit per fuel unit. I would like to purchase. How's it gonna... Yeah, here we go. Fill her up, buddy. Sweet. Alright, I'm leaving now because every time... No offense, but every time I've ever bought you... You know what? Now that I've said that, if I just bought a whole lot of information, I'm eventually probably going to learn things that I didn't already know. Well, let's go home and see what the story is with the Shafixty, see if we can get that Yehat Civil War going. And we'll go from there. Yeah, that works fine when the voice is supposed to sound, you know, robotic and computery, and then gets annoying if you're trying to splice it together to sound like an organic dialogue. And also just the time you'd spend recording it take a while. Oh my goodness. Oh. Pardon me. Probably not going epic length today. Probably wrap up around... Well, I've got over an hour before I will consider wrapping up, but... Get some more unpacking done. And then come back tomorrow with Ultima 6. And see how that goes. See if I remember... I think I remember what's going on in Ultima 6. And I eventually remembered what was going on here, so... Aces. That's going really well for me, actually. Alright, bringing it in. Bringing it home. Have I lined the trajectory up? No, I haven't. I like to try to do it like curling. Just fire it off at the very start and then just see if I can get it going in a way that hits home. Alright. Commander Hayes. And I'm glad you're still here, buddy. Oh, yeah? What's up? Heyo. Well, wouldn't you know it? I got a spot in the fleet. Hooray. That's good news. In a grim way, where we're literally saying that the value of Shafixty life is so low that it reduces the general need. Anyway, it is what it is. Oh, just wait till you get to the good stuff, Commander. Golden. And some radioactives. Certainly is more fuel for the fire, and get this, Commander. I barely need to purchase fuel this time, or crew. And the crew are cheaper. So maybe it is time to put some more modules on this ship. Some Mycon egg case. Phenomenal temperatures and pressures. Well, that's the Mycon. That's their story. They love heat. It's very large, you say? But this one? 25 meters high. It's an upsettingly large sentient fungus. Okay. Thank you, Commander. It's been a pleasure. It always is. So you take care of yourself. Don't go anywhere. And... oh my goodness. Cost a crew down to 1 resource unit. So the Shafixty will work for beans. Get a Shafixty scout in there so we can prove to our erstwhile friends, the Yehat, that indeed we have brought their little pet project back. Probably the Shafixty, there's probably some sensitivity around the term pet project with the Shafixty. Okay. Now, What should I put out here? Is there some important warning the Melnorme just gave me about Shiva furnaces that I've ignored? Is there some drawback to using them? I'm gonna give myself a pass on just reading an entry here. Shiva furnace module, boom. Works by increasing the amount of energy fed into the batteries. Install a combination of the two for best results. Ah. There it is. Okay, great. Well, you know what? We got money. Let's throw a Shiva furnace on there. And then a Hellbore cannon we can't afford yet. But at one point we will be able to. And we'll throw it on there and we'll make use of that Shiva furnace. Okay. Okay. This is good. Next step. We actually get to the point where we're making new friends, like the episode name says. No, I can't think of a funny save game name now. So, start the Yehat War. Just a literal description. What I'm doing. We are saved. Okay. If I feel like it's taking even a moment longer than normal, I get a little concerned. Okay, so we'll head to, let's see, where did I meet the Yehat specifically? I mean, I know roughly where they are. And that actually should be enough. So we'll head to the edge of their system here, the Capella system. No, actually I wrote down there's nothing much in the Capella system. So there's no point in checking it on the way. Let's go to Iota Serpentis. And while we're there, we will see how many Yehats we can meet. No more than 3 dynamos, any number of furnaces. Thank you, Holmes. It's useful to know. Even though the Returner is the most boring ship to fight with. There's one lonely Slalandro probe. Making absolutely horrifically inefficient use of the compounds it is mined. Chase me, but that's what you get when you have very simple programming for your drones. Picks up a scent, it follows it. Because it has to make peaceful contact as the first step in its protocol. Will we meet a Yehat here? Doesn't look great. And this is it's a gas giant, but Light World. It's all just rare earths down there, but why not? We're in the neighborhood. Oh, you know what I should see? Is there anything living down there? Is there any weird energy deposits? Nope. Let's go. Luciferium. Alright, well I think this is going to work out. We're going to save the gunk. So what is the... After I've launched the Yehat Civil War, maybe I want to go meet the Mycon. Does my knowledge of their weird giant egg do anything for me? I don't know. There's only one way to find it. And just what can we learn generally? Feels like, because I know that there is this Syreen Mycon thing. If we're ever going to get the Syreen to give up their submission. Whoops. Meaning living on this Itric world. No energy. Let's go. Ultimately, I think the worst thing about the small window, it doesn't really impede me when I'm doing this. Yeah. That has been a thing because I didn't remember acquiring the words from my first playthrough. And so I thought I just randomly choose the dialogue option that was the words, but I thought it was always going to be there. So in this playthrough, I was temporarily frustrated in trying to get that backstory out of the Korang Sirza. British, if you're still there, I meant to ask you more about the game that you're playing. Like what it is. Oh, baby. Alright, so Ruby worlds, Sapphire worlds, I guess Gemstone worlds are just great. I'm a fan of this place. This is good. This is great. Do I have a thing going at all for Serpentis? I gotta like, can't waste any time. No. So, I'm gonna go back here. Just noting that I'm in Iota Serpentis. I've searched all planets. Planet 1 is Sapphire. If there has to be a third playthrough, the early days, the getting it up and running is gonna go pretty efficiently, I think, for me. Nothing living on this Sapphire world. It's nice and safe. Got a vacuum atmosphere down there. It's extraordinarily cold. Stay inside, folks. Do not stick your fingers outside the window. You will get instantaneous frostbite. But, oh my goodness, look at all these superfluids and Reisberg helicals. My goodness. Superfluids. When you gotta make 2 trips to get all the exotics, that's a good day. Delicious. Alright. Well, now I want to find an emerald world just to see how pretty it is. But I can wait. No rush. No rush. Well, let's make our way in slowly because I don't remember. We'll try Theta next. So I don't remember exactly when in the Serpentis system I started to encounter the Yehat. Don't want to accidentally go to their home planet where their current commander is, really, really into the surrendering and then serving the Urquan faithfully. Gambit. Yeah. Well, hardly seems important right now. Like, to keep... Fortunately, it's a fun loop. Scanning the planets and going down if necessary. Because otherwise, I feel like I don't need to do that much harvesting to... Yeah, rare earths, it's okay. But we're just going to leave those there. It doesn't matter. You don't see billionaires bending over to pick up a quarter on the ground that they saw. And that's where we are right now with anything that's not really exciting. Some common elements. Psh. No. Not gonna happen. I don't get out of bed in the morning for anything less than a rich deposit of precious minerals. And even that's just bread and butter. It's no luxury to me anymore. Treasure planet, you say? Piggy bank planet. Give me the sapphires and the emeralds and the rubies of the world. Ooh, a fluorescent world. Now we're going down. If for no other reason than that fluorescent world is surely just a fun place for the crew to check out. What's the point in going out and traveling the galaxy if we're not even going to go down and look at these weird glowing fluorescent planets that are covered with neon and radon and whichever one that was, or neon, radon. Probably that was either neon or radon. Hey, did I just see something alive? I thought I did a bioscan. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it. No, it's a vacuum. My eyes are playing tricks on me. I'll just confirm. Yep. Nothing lives in a vacuum. Delta. Can you hear me now? Here we go. Just gotta meet the Yehat. Smile at their dialogue. Yep. You called it. Well, I'm probably not going to wind up loading this save because I think I can deal with this, but I've gotten into the bad habit constantly saving to avoid setbacks. Let's hear them out. Oh, thank goodness. I was worried. Yeah, it's a good habit in terms of being responsible, and a bad habit in terms of feeling like you're a real space adventurer who's putting it all on the line. Hold on. What were you just saying? You target compounds, components. This is terrible. Bracky, see what you can do. Well, my Bekunk tactics are abandoning me all of a sudden. Hopefully Bracky gets a couple shots, a couple kicks at the can here. And now it got cocky. It's like I already killed this thing once. Oof, hit the planet. Oops. Sorry, Bracky. You're up, Captain Screech. Okay, if I lose all the Bekunk, I'll be glad that I made that save. Okay, there we go. There we go. Alright. Bracky, we hardly knew ye. But we needed to free up space in the fleet for new recruits anyway. And besides, we're saving the entire species. So what are 8 lives weighed against the entirety of the species? Now, Immanuel Kant would not feel great about that argument, but I think Jeremy Bentham would see where I'm coming from. Where are these Yehat? Come on, folks. I know you're in the Delta, in the Serpentis system somewhere. In the Serpentis constellation. Yeah, I did. There was someone in hyperspace, and it would make sense if it turned out to be them. So why don't we just go sit in hyperspace a moment and let them come? Or why don't we go towards them? What am I seeing on my via screen? That was terrible. My voice is a little messed up. A stressful week. I didn't eat as well or warm up as effectively as I should have. Clear violations of your alpha fealty. Ah! Whatever shall we do? Well, hold on. Have you considered that your queen sucks? What if we talked about this? I just wanna cut right to the chase here. What if I told you that your favorite furballs? It is being a true thing. All right. Captain, head on over. I will not subject one of my officers to such danger. Yes, I will. Only costs one resource unit to hire a new one. Yeah, we're getting there. It's not a trick. No. If I detonate the glory device near you, you're dead. Problem solved. The door slides open. And... Yep. It's true. The Shafixti are alive. Pretty good stuff, eh? The cruelest truth. Yep. You have done that. Well, hold on. Let's back it up a little. Yes, you are. And so, yep. That's what I was hoping you'd feel. That is... Yep. Okay. Boom. The syllogism is complete. Hell yeah. Glory to the heroes of the revolution. Oh, I have no doubt. Once somebody pointed out to me, and I should have seen it because it's actually pretty clear even in the written dialogue, but someone pointed out to me that they're Scottish, and once you see that, it's very, very clear that the dialogue is written to sound Scottish. And then the fact that the pterodactyl scream also sounds like the stereotypical is just like, that is just good comedy writing. That's just great. What a killer game. All right. We've started the Yehat Civil War. Now we just got to wait a little time. Because there are 2 circles of influence to conquer nice and far away from the hostilities, the way I like it. So let's pull up the map. Mycon space is, of course, the Scorpii and the Brahe and the Copernicus systems. I'm inclined to say they're probably in the Brahe system. So, or Brahe constellation. So why don't we go to the Brahe constellation, see what's going on. We'll do it alphabetically. We've got a save down. We got lots of fuel. We got... we don't have any need to acquire more resources in order to fuel up for the next voyage. Oof. Oof. I did, like, I should have seen that coming too because Captain Tanaka, but... not fond of that. Particularly because... Oh yeah, you know what? For that matter, just the fact that their special move is a kamikaze attack. Huh. Well, you know what? It was 1992. I'm not saying that as a defense. That's not offensive. But I think on balance, the writing in this game was very progressive for the time, especially. And it doesn't seem super offensive, at least in the written dialogue. Like they're not using L's for R's and stuff, at least. Mercifully. That would be rough. I'm also playing Ultima 6 on Sundays, as I mentioned, and my goodness, the number of times that the word gypsy is used. Like, poof. And yet, it's like, okay, fine. Like, it was not like it was more than 30 years ago. Ultima 6. Surely his heart meant well. Oh wow, great. I'll look forward to cringing. Ooh, I can expose myself to that as soon as the stream's over. Take a look at the manual and groan at whatever. I wonder what it says. I'm intrigued. Don't spoil it. Let me be disappointed. Experience first-hand disappointment. Sumerian world looks so much cooler than it actually is. Anyways, you know what? You know why we know that the Mycon Homeworld is not here? Because the Mycon need to live in extreme temperatures, and there are no extreme temperatures here. So let's just keep it going, alphabetically. Beta Brahe. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, this seems promising. And if one of these is the home world, it's going to be this extremely hot inner planet. So let's just go say hello. After throwing in a save, just in case. Just in case our interactions with the known hostile sentient fungus species who work for our enemies go poorly. On the off chance... Oh man. That was bad steering on my part. These guys moved too slow for me to have been waylaid, but okay. Oh yeah. Oh, I bet. Yeah. 629.1, 220.8. Let me just write that down. I think that might be just very close to where I am, but... Source of Juffo-Wup is at 629.1, 220.8. And I also saw a note here in my own thing. Different worlds are having crust shattered, including... So Beta Brahe, this planet, guarded by Mycons, is another shattered world, apparently. And actually, I can tell that from the visual. Okay. You know what I probably did? I was looking at another set of coordinates that I wrote down on a note about, so that is very close. 639.5, 231.2 is a set of coordinates given to me related to another shattered planet guarded by Mycon. So I probably said those out loud because I did write down the correct Juffo-Wup ones. 629.1, 220.8. Hey, let's see what we can do. Can we have some peace? Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense. Okay. We'll just... Well, you can't say that I didn't try to avoid this situation. So let's see how this goes. I've not fought a Mycon before, or spoken to one, or encountered it at all. It has some kind of spore cloud weapon. With a bit of a homing function, but not enough of a homing function to deal with my evasive skills. However, their evasive skills are going to cause Captain Thwill some problems. It's a delicate dance. Yeah, this one's gonna... It's no good when both... Oh, no. There. Maybe I'll accelerate it by running into my own missiles. Okay, no. I can already tell that I hate the Mycon special ability. Get out of there, Thwill. Get out of there. Okay. Well, what could be better at fighting this? If I can get close enough, obviously the Zokfot Pit Stinger weapon would be powerful. How do the Earthlings do? We gotta save. We can experiment. We can sacrifice the crew if we need to. Well, they can land hits, but as always, you gotta get the Earthling cruisers moving because of their terrible acceleration. And their special ability, of course, is to put themselves back together. Infuriating. Oof. Hit that, but hitting it too close to me did not pay off. Thank you for the tip, folks. Especially this not bothering to chase them. Just take evasive maneuvers. Ah! And just treat myself like I'm a turret more than a ship. Ha! That was... Finally! Is that like the first time ever that asteroid placement worked out in my favor? Sorry, Captain Decker. Don't worry. We'll be bringing you back. Let's see if I can get in there with Juffo-Wup pig ship. Yes, I can. So next up, I just got to learn how to aim the stinger. It is, of course, a problem if you the extreme fragility of these Juffo-Wup pit ships and the powerfulness of this cloud spore cannon weapon. Ah, there we go. That's the role the asteroids normally play for me, ruining everything. See how I do. Since we're just saying screw it. No, this is not going to be the answer. Nope, but at least we have this. Nope. Yeah, maybe I can get it to just shoot itself. Probably not. Still getting my sea legs back. Landed some hits there, but probably not enough to overcome the regenerative capacity of the Mycon vessel. No. Okay. Really? Well, let me try. If I try the friendly fire strategy successfully, I think it will be done with... I don't have the heart to lose Fliffo. Okay, let's just get out of this. Now, of course, here's a case where having upgraded the ship would be really greatly working in my favor now. Upgraded the ship's weaponry, I should say. Oh, come on. Yeah, the progression of... It's a really good link of the... You know, the on paper, if you or what you will, upgrading part, the changes you make to the ship and the actual feel and the difference of the ship. I have not done any weapons upgrades on this ship. So I have an extremely mobile, fast charging ship with a default cannon and nothing else. Oh my goodness, more of them. Let's just either die or escape. Escaped. Alright, and then we'll load. Just curious to get to that home planet and see if they have anything to say. And if not, well, I also have the not entirely honest... Oh, whoops. Okay, we'll just... Okay. So there's one flaw in this save. It does not give me a ton of room to work with. Alright. Just gotta... Oh dear. Oh dear. It's alright. Excuse me. Endless stream of fungus monsters. Here we go. Lots of fungus here at Beta Brahe. It's a special place. You don't say. Filled with Juffo-Wup. It's not the source. Where's the source? Yeah, I've actually been told that. But thank you for sharing. Oh, that's me? I've got to go? Well, what makes the world so special to you? It's true. I can't understand. I don't understand what you're saying at all. Okay, that's fair. So, I will. Thank you for allowing me to leave in peace. And let's go. Let's see what's going on at the Source of Juffo-Wup. So I am intrigued. Alright, we've made it. You know what? Let's not go trusting the autopilot to not decide to steer us out of the system. There we go. By actually aiming us directly in. Okay. Let's find the Source of Juffo-Wup. $629 and 220.8. So let's get to 22. Okay. Epsilon Scorpii. Well, see what it's all about. Yeah, should have known this would be heavily encircled with fungus. But we're going to get there one way or another. I feel like learning more about the Mycon has got to be the key to getting the Syra on board. I don't know. I could be wrong, but my gut tells me that. And my gut has been wrong about some things, but my gut also told me the way to save the conquer. Get the... Oh, thank you. If that's not sarcastic, Cadence, I'm grateful that you said that. It feels nice to be told that I'm smart. Okay, lots of these ones. I'm just here to ask you about Juffo-Wup. It's all, okay. Spreading and changing the non into Juffo-Wup. We're the non, must become Juffo-Wup or void. We're the agents of Juffo-Wup. Yes, of course. The Mycon. Yes. Okay. Okay. Great. Let's chat. Tell me about your species. Do you have a bunch of nonsense to say about Juffo-Wup? Yeah. Yep. Okay. It's the circle of Juffo-Wup. But I impede the flow. You're going to remove the clog. Well, hold on. Alright, that's okay. That's okay. We'll do it again. And we'll jump to the, hey, I've found the shattered worlds before and I'm curious about the answers about them. Dialogue choice. That's the one that seems like it might be significant in some way. Try this again. Obviously, just trying to chat is not the way. These this entire fleet really doesn't seem like they're working that hard to protect the Source of Juffo-Wup. Oops. Didn't mean to run by the moon. Although, I guess since we're here, it's quasi-degenerate. Ah, but there's nothing there. No degenerate matter for us today. Whatever will we do? Alright, let's try this from a different angle. See if we get anywhere. Yes, it is. Tell me more of your Juffo-Wup. Those are the only two choices? So, okay. I don't think they're going to want to be friends. I don't think they're going to be interested in a truce. Tell me about the Shattered Worlds. The Deep Children. And what are the Deep Children? That's it? That's it? I did it? Okay. Goodbye. Yeah. I had a feeling that that was the dialogue choice that was going to teach me something important. Oh, come on. Okay. All right. We lost some folks, but not too many. Ah. All right. All right. Let's see if we can disengage. Is it ever? Yep. Yes, you are. I'm just gonna... Yeah. This one worked out well for the crew. Okay. Oh, thank goodness. We're on the move. We're on the move. We're out of here. Good Juffo-Wup to you, fellow Juffo-Wups. I'm not fellow Juffo-Wup. I'm non. Sorry. Shouldn't have culturally appropriated from you there. Into hyperspace. And now... be a little more culturally sensitive in our save game title. And here we go. I think we want to avoid this additional Mycon encounter here. So I'll start with some manual navigation to get around it. And having so done, let's go see if the knowledge of the Deep Children and the source of the destruction of Syra is of interest. To our dear friends, the Syreen. Forgot to look at the star map to see if our circles of influence for the Yehat are resolving back from a Venn diagram back into a single circle yet again. So we can go and say, hey, she'd like to get on board with the rebellion. Okay, cruising along. And I got a feeling we're going to have enough resource units to fuel up and maybe, just maybe, upgrade the weaponry of the flagship vessel of our fleet that is supposedly going to save the universe, the galaxy, from the Korra menace, and to a lesser extent, the Xurza menace. Okay, that's not a Mycon anyway. That is a Slilandro. All right, taking it in. Ah, you're a pleasant Syreen. Talana, I got a question for you. They are, and they're also very big. Yes, custom emoji. Well, what if I told you? What if I told you? Yeah. I'm not trying to be funny. Do I look like I'm joking? Well, they put the deep child in there and it grows from the heat. Well, it wasn't. As it happens. Check out these egg sacs. Yeah, so if you found these, did you ever consider just like scanning them? Doing some analysis? Unless, yeah. All right. I mean, a thank you? No, you know, it's a trying time. I understand. Let's stop by, listen to our favorite song. Actually, hold on. No, hold on. This warrants a whole new one. Start the fungus war. I knew from the first playthrough when all I did was find the eggshell on Syra and speak to her, I knew that the, like, revealing what happened to Syra was going to be the answer to getting the Syreen all worked up and thinking about, you know, rejoining the cause. But it's super satisfying to mechanically achieve that. Like I hope to also one day with the playing the pranks on the you know, Ilrith there. Okay, here we go then. Wait, did I already chart the course? I think I did, but just in case. To Zeman, we'll go right through Or's space and we'll just be as confident as we can that we can peacefully disengage from any garbled conversations we get into. And for next weekend, I gotta. Okay. I've got a bunch of notes about stuff that I haven't checked out yet. So there's plenty to do, even as time grows dearer and dearer. So I think after I return from this voyage, fuel up for the next one, I gotta plan a course carefully. Give some thought to what I can find out, what I can learn, what we can do. When we get back to Earth, will we have heard word from the Syreen? Who knows? And here we are. Okay. Just gotta find our little buddy. No real major need to do any harvesting today. Wow. Wow. Yawn again. Oh my goodness. Wait, why am I going to the moon? I just said that I'm not here gathering resources. And also, this is clearly a Selenic moon. Which sucks. Yeah, someone else told me that too, Cadence. I've met one other Melnorme that is super giant. And I don't know. I guess I feel a personal connection with this one particular guy. So I keep relying on Zeman's system alone. It seems quite possible that had I... where'd he go? One of these planets. Here he is. Hey, pal! I didn't? Please elaborate? Nope. Yeah, I'm gonna buy some information even though I know you're mostly gonna tell me things I already know. See if I can find anything I don't know. And cause, again, quite frankly, I could listen to your song all day. I bet you have. I know some things about the ancient past too, pal. Okay, we can't make it. I'm not going to be able to make enough purchases to get past the things I've already heard, which even when I heard them, I'd already heard. But hold on. Maybe. Come on. Oh, are they? I could have asked the Zokfod pit in my fleet. It has been. Thank you. Well, Zokfod Pit haven't told me a damn thing about the Chinjesu. Or if they did, I completely missed it. I'll feel silly with that. Oh, where is it? Is it Alpha Tucane? Alright. And please give me another set of useless data. The Ilrith, Tagnum Kunk, Makeo, Kruger constellations. It's one of those things that I have discovered. I just can't mechanically duplicate it. The technique is obviously using the Umgah caster in hyperspace so that your location can't be detected and using it to imitate the non-existent gods of Drogon or whatever to make them think that they're being given divine commands. I understand that. I don't know how to make it happen, but I know it. Just like I knew that the destruction of Syreen at the hands of the Mycon was somehow going to motivate the Syreen to get back in action, rediscover their love of freedom and of violence. Okay, here we go. 1 second. What is this weird looking... Ah, it's just a small star right next to a bigger star. Okay. Oh, hey, is the weird thing in existence right now? I saw the unknown thing and it had already re-disappeared by the time I could get there. The first time it was visible to me. Okay, here we go. Take us home, Ensign. I absolutely should and will next time it appears, whether that's in this round or the next one. I saw it and I thought, oh, that's neat. I should check that out in a moment. And then it was gone. I think I did do a little more mining first. Why? Why? There's something cool and you're not investigating it in order to pick up inert resources that will just still be there. Shaking my head. SMH. Bum 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 bum. Alright. Yeah. Gonna have to wrap up pretty soon. I've been going much longer with my Star Control streams lately because this game is freaking great and I don't actually want to stop. But the need to unpack and my very tiredness are both probably reasonable reasons. Commander Hayes, you got any news? No news yet. Oh, just you wait, Commander. It gets better. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, we're getting close. Yeah. More fuel for the fire. You said it, Commander. You said it. I'll return when I'm ready, Commander. Alright. Crew back up. We're down a ship. Sadly. What do we have to add? No, we'll just keep that slot open. For now, it's a good time to do a little work on the ship. So let's... Is it time for a cannon? For a Hellborn cannon? Or is it time first to get a few more... Actually, it's time first to fuel up. Because that's actually going to take a lot of my resources. A lot. A portion of my resources. There. Now we have a mere 8,300 resource units. So let's... How many dynamo units are on this thing? Not that many yet, right? So let's add a second and a... Hold on. This came up much earlier. You know what? I think it was 3. No more than 3. So... pop a third on there. And you know what? Yes, I'm preparing. The next step after I get my next big resource load will be throwing a Hellborn cannon on there so I can start using lots of energy. And then probably still doing most of my fighting with Captain Thwill of the Spathy. Okay, so yeah, pretty close to wrapped up here, but I do want to look around a little. Saving name is still good. So I want to look at some of these notes that I have. Note about the Pavonis system, Alpha Pavonis specifically. These Kiovridzi are annoying. Of course, I haven't met the Druge in this timeline yet. I could go meet them. Zeta Sextantis has something going on. And those are the major notes that I haven't investigated. So, I'm going to pull open the map here, the print map to look. Where's this Pavlonus star? Pavlonus. Boom, boom. Pavlonus constellation is way up there. Okay. You know what? Why don't I swing up to the Pavlonus constellation just to see what it is? Because I'm wrapping up soon. What else was there? Zeta Sextantis. Where's Sextantis? I can investigate one of these things without even necessarily thinking too much about how the adventure is going to go. Sextantis. If only this PDF map was actually had text rendering, so I could do a find instead of having to kind of unfocus my eyes and scan until I see it. Sextantis, come on. No, not seeing it. And I saw Pavlonus, so I might as well just deal with Pavlonus right now. Let's investigate Pavlonus. Unless, but now I'm angry. Now I'm stubborn, I should say, because I want to know where Sextantis is. Sculptoris. Sextantis! Saw it! And it's near the Yehat. And the Yehat Civil War is still ongoing. So with two things I want to investigate, let's just do, rapid, frantic investigations. Not as official parts of the plan, just as a appetite wetter. So Scooty is actually okay. So up from the Yehat, Sextantis. There we are. And it was Beta Sextantis as a weird inner planet. Have I already been there? I don't know. I have a whole other thing to tell me that. I don't think I have. So, let's find out. I'd like to know a little bit about both of these paths. And then we'll see what we can do next time around. Actually, no, only one path. Let's find out about Beta Sextantis. Let's do this fight. I think I'm just being mush-mouthed. Let me double check. No, you're right. I'm being sleepy and inadequately caffeinated. No. I'm a man of peace. I gotta give them a chance to explain themselves. We mean you no harm. Systems check. And your systems, there, full functionality. It's all good, right? This is the sharing behavior. Oh, womp womp. Okay, well, time to die. All right, Captain Screech. Nah, that didn't work out. That's how we do it. So much more to learn, and yet the clock is ticking. And the calendar is rolling over. Oh, and I'm going to the wrong place. We just established that. At least I'm going to the right general region. There. Thank you, Cadence. It's fortunate that at least one of us is paying attention to the words that come out of my mouth. Two last things I'm going to do are check out this planet. Holy moly. Congratulations. In what are they? Let me know. Nice. Congratulations. That's a pretty good game. New Super Mario Bros. On Wii. I think that I feel like that series never really achieved its maximum potential. I thought that the Wii U one, and especially New Super Luigi, kind of got the closest. Here's an inner planet. Oh, okay, simple enough. It's a rainbow world. Fantastic. Good to know. What are on rainbow worlds? That's some lots of radioactives. At any rate, we don't need to collect them because this is not really happening. But okay, very good to know because we can buy a lot more information, maybe actually learn something valuable. And my final thing that I'm curious about is, has enough time passed that Captain Talana... Oh, you know what? I say one more thing. Why don't we just investigate all three of these things so I have all this extra information? Yep. And knowing that's there, again, if a third run is necessary, holy moly, will that help max out that technology tree earlier. Because the other rainbow world I found so far... Yeah, there's a real risk here of me... of Danielle getting mad at me because I blow off the promised assistance with unpacking because I'm just... No, this is too inefficient. That's my security. So this is time and fuel inefficient, a time and fuel inefficient way to check these leads. So and I'm not doing any saves, so I want to stop and go back to that original save, which is some advanced knowledge for what we're gonna do next time. Man, this game is so good. And besides being excited for more of this game, I'm excited to eventually, the Urquan Masters and to a lesser extent, but still excited to see what Star Control 3 or even Star Control Origins were all about. And then excited to go backwards, find out what this Starflight, which a lot of the DNA of Starflight apparently in this, and our dudes. Our Toys with Bob's dudes, whose names are escaping me right now, I believe contributed to Starflight. And that's without even getting into the fact that I'm excited to play a whole bunch of games that aren't in the lineage of this game. So, oh boy. I got stream content for years. Yeah, I bet I did. Trust me, Commander Talana. I know about the idea of attitudes abruptly changing in response to revelations about the outrageous hostility of a given party. Starting the fungus war. Okay, so you need your ships. How can I help with that? Get your Space Scroll Combat Fleet back. Okay. Steal the Mac from the Urquan. Whoa, this is awakening a deep memory of this from the 90s. That this was one of the storyline steps that I remember reading about. and like that formed my entire impression of this game was just that there's a quest to get the Syreen on board that involves going into hostile space. Okay, all right, well. Yeah, well, do you have clues? What do you mean, maybe? But did they do some, like, counting exercises? Whew. That sounds freaky. Okay. Red or orange. And 200 standard hyperspace distance units. Okay. That's fair. Oh, and that's real fair. It's not lost on me that your ship is called, you call your ships the Penetrators. Maybe we can. Whew! I like that thing she did with her eyes. I myself like to open my eyes really wide sometimes for emphasis. Well, my eyes don't turn bright green when I do it. Okay. Well, we know what we're doing next time. Ooh. Are the Mycon going to go get killed? Or is the Civil War going to save them? There's no way to know. Alright. Final dumb little thing we're going to check out here. All the way to Alpha Pavonis. And then we'll wrap up with a lot to anticipate for next time. So in the new place, we've moved into a 3-level townhouse. The first time in my adult life that I've ever lived in a place that feels like it was designed with the primary intention of making a nice living space instead of the primary intention of, you know, fitting as many boxes for people to live in it with the things that they absolutely must have into a space so that it can be rented. And first time for my cats have lived in 2-level places before, but they've never lived in a 1-story home, in a 3-story home. And it's fairly large. And so the loud one, the white and black one that you may have seen if you've watched this stream before, the sociable one, Abra, she has always had the habit, which a lot of cats do, of she'll wander away from the pack exploring, and then when she gets where she wanted to go, she just starts yelling, "Hey everybody, I'm here." Maybe she's trying to get us there, maybe she's just telling us, who knows. Meanwhile, her sister, the quiet one, who's a very big cat with a very small voice, finally was like, I understand the other cat's behavior when she does these things, because now it's such a big place that she's constantly like, I'm far away from the pack. And so she's now learning to yell with her squeaky little voice that she's like pushing to new heights. And it's very endearing. At the same time, the first few days they were doing that a bit, like their patterns were so disrupted they forgot, like the humans sleep during the dark phase and then wake up with the sunlight, so it would be like 3 a.m, and Abra and Astro would both just be like, "We're on the second floor! We're on the second floor!" And it'd be like, oh, gotta wake up and then gotta yell to them because until they know that we heard them, they're not gonna stop. Okay, Alpha Pavonis, Urquan Rec, nothing about the which place it happened on. So we're not gonna waste too much time here because this is something we can come back to. Yep. But I'll try the inner planet. An Azure world. I guess the energy scan would be the big one. No. Okay. I will check. How many more planets am I going to let myself check before I say, really got to stop. Really got to knock this off. Got to go contribute to the unpacking. Gotta start thinking about what to make for supper. Now that I have a nice kitchen for the first time in 3 years. Nothing. Alright, one more. Planet 3. And then we'll say, alright, I don't know. Whatever. Ah, they should have told me I didn't write that down. I'll take that. Thank you, Cadence. Alright, I'll check those. I mean, honestly, it would be hard to be disappointed even if I just found nothing right now because the coming adventure with the Syreen is pretty exciting. Like exciting in and of itself, but then exciting even more so. Okay, the outermost planet is this green boy over here. Yeah, the awakened memory of just knowing that this was a thing that I had never occurred to me again. I remember the general idea that there are these cool chains that you unlock through your exploration. Ah, no, you're not dumb. Alright, cool. Let's find out one more thing before we stop. And we'll have to find these things out again. Captain, we have located the wreck of an Urquan dreadnought here on the planet's surface. The fact that there is anything but a hole in the ground indicates that the vehicle must have had some engine power left to soften its crash. Most of the dreadnought is just so much alien junk. We have made hollows of everything, but I don't think it will be much use to anyone but those egghead xenosociologists back at the base. Hey now, we all have a role to play in this effort. We have found one piece of equipment which is relatively intact. It is a huge hyperspace warp pod, the starboard unit, I think. We will bring it aboard. Okay, worthwhile technology to recover there. That will not be an immediate priority next week because the Syreen adventure will begin. So we know where we're going. We know a lot about where we've been. Maybe not that much, but some. Let me just, for my own comfort, let me just go and confirm that this save game is not corrupt. It worked. All right. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for joining me, Cadence. Congratulations on your world record. Thanks for joining me, everybody else who's watching. And everybody else who stopped by and is gone and can't hear my words. It's great to be back on the air. I'm looking forward to gradually making the background behind me a little more presentable. And always a pleasure. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon playing Ultima 6 The False Prophet. Will we find out why the game is called Ultima 6 The False Prophet? I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm looking forward to it. And that's all I had to say. So until the next time the celestial bodies come into alignment and we're all here together, take care of yourselves and be kind to everyone you meet.